as we get ready for tomorrow, guys, remember, you scout team guys, we need you. We're begging you. We're asking you. We're kicking you in the ass if you don't want to do it. We need you to give us a great look for Texas tomorrow, because this is a big evaluation, and it's one last real good run where it's just all game, all night, every situation, what we think it's going to be Texas.
The purpose of the scout team is to give basically our first two teams, the ones and twos as we call them, first and second string players, a look at what the opponent that week is going to be doing.
It starts with the different offenses that you see throughout college football, and maybe to the casual fan you don't realize all the different nuances, but the personnel groups that are out there or the route combinations that they're running and the details, how that affects our defense are so important.
It's run by the GAs, so I'll run the scout team defense with the help of some interns with whether it's cards or showing looks, but I'll take them on a Tuesday before practice, and before practice we'll get in there as a scout team unit, and we'll watch film and kind of get their looks, kind of show how they fit different things.
First and 10, what are they going to run? Second and 10, what are they going to run? Third and long, what is that going to look like? Short yard situation, they'll run this defense on this hash at this part of the game. How
they, maybe pass rush moves, try and simulate the player they're supposed to be that week, and then we'll hand them different jerseys of which player you're going to be this week.
So every week their scheme may be different, where some teams will motion a lot, or they'll have different assignments on how they block different things. So you really got to be a lot more flexible, and you don't really get to learn any actual scheme, because every week, just as fast as you learn it, you got to dump it just for the next week's stuff too.
You're going to look at cards. Here's what they do. We didn't practice this last week. We didn't practice it last spring. We didn't practice it during camp. This is their look. Do exactly what we asked you to do. Get them ready, and do it still with toughness and great effort and a passion to win.
We got to study the way they move, the way they backpedal, the way they, what they do in certain situations, line up to certain formations, to try to give our guys the best look possible throughout the week, so that when Saturday comes, they've seen the plays, they've seen the formations, they've seen the routes all week long from us.
Hey, and Mackie, you got green right here. That's going to be Nate. Everybody good? Ready?
No, Nate.
Here we go. Monday, ready?
Everybody that plays at this level at their high school was the man. They were the man that everybody, depended on to win football games. And then you come here, and they're like, okay, you're getting redshirted, we're putting you on the scout team. It's a rude awakening.
It's newcomers, it's walk-ons, it's scholarship. It's guys that we're really, really excited about for the future, but they're not quite ready. It's guys that may have been disappointing, and we thought you'd be further along right now, but you're not ready to help us on game day. So get back on that scout team with an attitude and a toughness and a desire to improve. And if you do that, then our whole team can move forward and get better.
That could be a transfer from another university. Marcus Trice, Darius Terrell, first year that they were both in the program, helped us and contributed on the scout team. That could be a freshman who's redshirting for the year, who helps give us a look.
You find guys who just want to be a part of something and will literally do anything to help the team win. Doesn't matter if they're 6'1", 220 and they got to block our 300-pound defensive tackle. They'll line up there and they'll do it to the best of their ability.
Those that have a great attitude about it really can improve and get ready for their next opportunity when they do get it.
When you show up to practice and you're a starter and you come every single day and you're playing on Saturday, you got your job, it's kind of pretty much secure, that's a lot easier to come out to run a 3-hour practice than it is to come out and sit on the scout team all day long and know that you're going to be watching the TV on Saturdays instead of watching it from the sidelines or playing.
Coaches didn't put you on the scout team. You put yourself on the scout team because you were not quite ready to play and help us this year. So make the most of it.
You got to be a motivated type of person. You got to be somebody that's going to come out, and give it everything they got, and they're not going to quit.
Every day is a great opportunity just to be on the team, and being on scout team is really a good position in itself. You're going against the starters, you're going against the ones, the twos, and every day, every week, you have a chance to sharpen your skills.
I know personally I've gotten a lot better at my quarterback skills and standing in the pocket and delivering the football, moving about the pocket than I think I would have been otherwise.
It's very helpful as far as trying to develop our skills, because we are going against the best defense, and we are going against guys that are going to be out there on Saturday night playing and busting their tails.
We've had a great tradition here with our walk-on program. Guys who were able to contribute on game day and earn a scholarship We've also had guys who have been fantastic to coach and fantastic to work with, guys that I would recommend for jobs in the future, who didn't get a scholarship and just enjoyed being a part of the team, enjoyed winning games, enjoyed going to bowl games, enjoyed being out there every single day.
It's more of a self-satisfaction thing for me, all these guys being able to say, I had other chances to go other places, but I chose to come here and wanted to be a walk-on and wanted to be in that role and have that type of, encouragement and have that type of thing to where I can come here and prove to anybody that I can stick it out through anything.
Anybody that pulls on a mean green uniform is important to me. They're important to our program, every one of them. And there's a responsibility and obligation that goes with that. So if your responsibility, your obligation is to get on that scout team and give us the best look you can, then do that. And that's your game day, baby. That's your game day.
One of the things Coach Mack likes to do in our program is reward a guy. You look at Weston Squire 3 years ago, he earned a scholarship for his last year on the program for the hard work that he was able to put in, and that's like a thank you for those guys and for years of sacrifice and devotion to this program.
I know Breland Chancellor started with us my very first year here. He was on the scout team for about 6 weeks until the receivers coach finally pulled him up and said, hey, this guy's got something. So they went ahead and used a red shirt on him for just 6 games, but he made an impact when he was in.
I've had these amazing opportunities through the years and these great examples of guys that were on the scout team that ended up being starters, all kinds of them. All conference guys, many of them. Captains, oh, you bet, plenty of them. NFL guys, probably 12 to 15 guys that I can remember just offhand that ended up in the NFL on rosters, and they started on the scout teams in college.
This segment of Beyond the Green is brought to you by Bud Light.
Yeah, I'm gonna need 40,000 pairs of flippers, 70,000 bags of ice, 33,000 tubes of sunscreen, a cake with a lady inside, a cake with a dude inside, and then a cake with some cake inside for all the people that love some cake.
Ooh, I like them. Let's find out his tuxedo size.
Yeah, I'm back. What's that? Oh, yeah. No, it's perfect. Did I already order ice?
Bud Light is creating a town this summer, and you could go. Find out more at upforwhatever.com.
The things we own don't make us who we are, but they can be mirrors that show us what we've become and maps that tell us where we've been. They aren't just keyboards or costumes or cameras. We don't collect stuff. We collect memories, and what we can't fit in our hearts, we keep safe in our homes. At Little Guys Movers, we'll help you move your memories, whatever they are, wherever you're going.
Ortho Texas is a group of orthopedic surgeons. We were all in prior practices in different communities north of the Dallas and Fort Worth area. We are putting all our resources together to provide the patient a better, easier, more enjoyable experience.
We're coming out stronger. We're more efficient in what we do. A group of excellent physicians that care for their patients in the utmost way. That's why I think Ortho Texas is better.
The land is big here. Vibrant cities and open skies lead the way to UNT. In our classrooms, studios, and labs, science and art converge, creativity drives innovation, and today's learners become tomorrow's leaders, inspiring one of America's great iconic college towns. All who come here create their own mark. UNT is a pantheon of opportunity, a place of transformation, a catalyst for the future.
We know we've got to get better, and we will. But I'm telling you what, put your heart and soul in this thing for these 17 seniors, man. You'll want that when it's your senior time. I got one last shot to run out of that stadium, one last shot for a victory, one last shot for a celebration, one last chance to go over there at home with our students. We got a big sign made up for the hotel, and in the locker room says Founding Fathers of Apogee. That's his senior class. You got a chance to go to 16 and freaking 7. And never, ever, ever, you'll leave the rest of your life, take care of business Saturday, the rest of your life, you never had a losing season in Apogee Stadium. You talk about setting the bar high and expectations and taking care of business and passing that baton to the future teams. That's our big thing, man. It's a huge thing. It's a landmark thing that we've got to get done, but we can't do it without everybody else doing their job.
as coaches, especially coaches who have played before, we realize a lot the finality of what that means and what that represents the last time they'll walk on their home stadium field, or maybe the last time they'll walk on a football field altogether.
It's very emotional, and if you just say, well, I'm going to block it out and all I care about is what's happening between the white lines and the X's and O's, then you must be a damn robot and not a football coach. You're not a human being.
To think that that's the last time you're going to run on that field at home and as a player, and it really, you know, if you take time to think about it, it can really get at you.
I was really thinking about these last 2 games and just thinking about, you know, it being my last season as a college football player, and just realize it kind of hit me, just realizes that, you know, I only got 2 more games left.
Every year, you know, for 4 or 5 years now, I've watched, you know, those seniors come out on that field for the last time, and it's been emotionally gripping just to watch them. You know, it's hard to imagine, you know, that it's me, you know, it's my turn.
It's going to be heartbreaking, but it's going to be a good heartbreak, though, to, you know, come down the tunnel one more time for my senior game.
I think the hardest part for us in the football performance department is realizing it's the last time we'll get to see these guys compete. That's the fruit of our labor. That's the thing that the thing that we work the most for with those guys is to get them in a position where they can play on Saturdays, and that's the last time we'll get a chance to see them do that.
You're invested in these young men's lives. You've put a lot into trying to develop them and watch them grow and watch them mature and watch them change. And this is the last time they're going to run out of that locker room and run in the stadium of which we built.
There's nothing like playing at Apogee. You know, we might not be Alabama or LSU, man, but it's ours. You know, and being here when it was built, you take ownership, you take pride in it, no matter what your record is.
To see them through a full 4-year career and be able to play at this stadium that they opened up and created the tradition and the legacy that we have here is a really special thing, and something that I know I'll remember forever.
I'm just thankful that Coach Mack, you know, gave me another opportunity to, you know, to come here and help change the program around, because that's definitely what, you know, he told me. He brought me here to help change the program around, and you know, I definitely feel like I have.
All glory and honor is theirs. All glory and honor is theirs. This is your day. You're going to have one last home game in your career, and just want to know how much I appreciate them, how much I love them, how much I respect them, and I'm a better person, a better coach because they're in my life.
The guys line the field, you know, at the end of the tunnel is Coach Mack. You know, gives you a big old hug, and then your family standing over on the side. And just you get one last chance to prove yourself at home. I can only hope that the whole team comes to play for these seniors.
And they get a chance to go to 16-7 in Apogee Stadium. They get a chance to have never, ever experienced a losing season at home in Apogee Stadium if you take care of business and win this last home game. That's something you take with you the rest of your life, man. The rest of your life.
Playing this game this week is so important, you know, especially for us seniors. And, you know, it's kind of going to be a redemption game. You know, it's a lot of anger and stuff built up from the UTEP game, but it'll be well worth it when you unleash it and just play as hard as you can, you know, every play.
One of the most important things is being able to channel all that, channel that emotion, that feelings, the love, the respect, my last shot in Apogee Stadium, into the performance that you have to have for those 4 to 6 seconds on every play when you're asked to go out there and play winning football on game day.
I'm going to give you everything that I can. It don't matter if it's an arm or a leg. I mean, it's senior day, so, I mean, you got to go all out.
Hi, I'm Trevor Brazil, 19-time world champion cowboy, and I'm proud to be partnered with James Wood, the best GM dealer in Texas.
At James Wood, we have over 75 acres of inventory of the best GM models available. Come see us at either of our locations or check us out online at jameswood.com today. Our inventory, price, and hospitality are the best you'll find.
Thanks for coming out, Trevor. Thank you, James. And remember, at James Wood, Decatur, and Denton, they'll beat any deal.
The things we own don't make us who we are, but they can be mirrors that show us what we've become and maps that tell us where we've been. They aren't just keyboards or costumes or cameras. We don't collect stuff. We collect memories, and what we can't fit in our hearts, we keep safe in our homes. At Little Guys Movers, we'll help you move your memories, whatever they are, wherever you're going.
The land is big here. Vibrant cities and open skies lead the way to UNT. In our classrooms, studios, and labs, science and art converge, creativity drives innovation, and today's learners become tomorrow's leaders, inspiring one of America's great iconic college towns. All who come here create their own mark. UNT is a pantheon of opportunity, a place of transformation, a catalyst for the future.